Oh, I'm here. You have to pay money. Let me see. You have to pay money. You can buy these right now for like $30. Yep, looks like there's only one. No, every one of these costs money at some point. Yeah. There's none that you can find in game that I'm aware of. Yep. Anyway, hey everybody, Brian here. Welcome back to the channel. We're doing Diablo IV Season 10, Blackwing Stormraven Part 35. And we are live streaming from the Sanctuary Discord. Hey Viper. Just trying to play the game. What are you doing? Hello. Playing the game. Sticking it to the man. You can do hordes, or you could do hell tides and farm the chaos rifts, or there's chaos rift dungeons. But almost I didn't catch all that. It can drop from almost any activity in game. Oh yeah. Both are very good options.
What's left, you ask? My hammer sings on your return. Greetings. How shall I guide my hammer?
What level are you? Do you have the Vessel of Hatred expansion?
No, and I have your back.
Have you completed the Nahantu quests to unlock the Undercity? You have to complete a quest before they start dropping. To the best of my knowledge. I don't know. I forget, bro. That was seasons ago now. If you haven't completed the Vessel of Hatred campaign storyline quest, I highly encourage you to finish that. Okay. Then the best advice I got is just play the game more. You can kind of influence it by doing some Undercity rune runs, but that's only if you have those tributes, right? You can ask questions and hang out with me. Yeah, yeah. What's up? It's been a while. 2.
That is me today.
This would be the Raven Druid. It's one of the meta builds this season. Have a good one, bro. Of course. Hey, Ferdy. I think the correct way would be with words. Do you have a Gardevoir pillow? Is that what you were going to talk about? Well, that would definitely be an inappropriate comment, yeah. For a nominal medical fee, you could achieve that. Yeah? You didn't message me at all. I was up. How did that make you feel? So what are you playing today? Diablo. Oh, let's see. What is that? Is that a chest? Yes, it is. There we go.
No, I think all the updates, like we said, they've been good.
What's left, you ask?
Do you, did you look at them? Does a woman have a mouth? Look, it's simple, alright? Let me break this down for you. Women will be like, did you know that they weren't legally allowed to have a credit card until 1974? But then also in the same breath tell you that they owe $100,000 in student loans? Did you know that the symbol in Chinese for a woman is just a cluster of 3 smaller symbols that describe loud chickens? Look, man. I take it you like my build, Winchester. Because
What's left, you ask?
I think you should go. No. I thought we put mint in our hot chocolate earlier. What changed? Well, dairy is a common additive to coffee. Depends on the brand you buy. Oh, I missed that part. I'd rather get the 3 gallons per buck deal. What? Oh, for coffee creamer? I just use milk. You know, what do they call it? Double A or whatever? Unpasteurized raw milk? Hell yeah. I mean, you're drinking a chemically engineered substitute. Think of them as a preservative, like embalming your body. Whew. That's what we're here for. What can we do for you? Are you on normal difficulty? What are you doing? So you're doing a... Well, yes, they are. And I recommend that if you're having trouble with that, you avoid that content until you're a higher level. That's in... Well, you might have to go do something else for a little bit and come back when you've got better gear and levels. It's intentionally hard this season. They didn't want players blasting through the seasonal content at low levels. Yeah, it's quite shocking to me too. You can. Yep. Maybe. Would you like to be scammed? I want you to... Will you answer a question or two for me? Yeah. Well, I want you to think about something, and then I'm going to ask you a question, okay? You seem like a fairly intelligent person, so I want you to think of the average dumb person that you know in real life. Okay? You got a picture of who this is? A real or fictional person. Well, when you can visualize what I'm asking you, we'll continue. Yeah. There's got to be someone that you've met in your life, and you're like, this dude's dumb. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. They get along in life, right? But there's just something not right about them, right? That would be right. Okay. Now I want you to realize that's the average, which means that the other half are dumber than that. What's up, Wakey? I don't think you've been playing long enough then. Oh my goodness. No pulled punches today. Good times. Good times, y'all. Good times. Did you say songs? I don't know, man. It's this is kind of like a help channel, not an audition channel. It's probably for the best. Did you just call him a girl? Right on. That's unfortunate. Were you... Oh, well. Did you have a funeral? That's why we're here. What the hell? That's a bug. You too, buddy. Uh-oh. Yeah. Hey, man. It's just too real. I mean, they're nice people, but like, just... You know, I don't want to be mean to people that probably everyone else is mean to for no reason, you know? I try to remember that the reason I hang out here is for some conversation and company, but, you know, they feel the same way, probably. But that poor guy, he's like level 8. And he was like banging his keyboard because he kept dying. Because he was playing on like hard or expert difficulty. And I'm like, bro, just turn the difficulty down. And his reasoning for not wanting to turn the difficulty down was because he had played Diablo 3 on that difficulty, and he thought that he was more than capable of handling it. Yep. Half the time I couldn't understand what he was saying because it was just broken English, you know? Like, plus the emotional outbursts. I don't know, man. I just wanna hang out with people, you know? Some people make that difficult. Shane already had a meltdown this morning while I was in channel with Killsick. And I've got him muted. And Kilsick mentioned that it's like really awkward because he's at the dinner table with both his mom and his dad, but they're not talking to each other. So I was like, alright, well, I'll leave. See ya. And then Kilsick, within 5 minutes, closed his own channel and kicked everyone from the server. Or at least the voice channel. To come hang out with me. And he's like, I just can't. I can't do it with Shane. He's just yelling for no reason. I'm like, weird. I didn't hear any of that. I've had him muted for like a week, and I've never seen a calmer Diablo Discord. Anyway, whew. Good morning, Ferdy. So the Diablo channel posted a short little video, like, you know, a community hype video for the sound engineers of Diablo, right? And I wanted to just leave a comment, like, do you realize that your game is so freaking loud that most people just play it on mute? Like, thank you for putting in all this time to make it hyper realistic and unique. But my god, adjust your volume settings. I play and stream it at 5%, and sometimes it's still too loud. I need to burn these. Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? Oh, it's 150. Shit. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I didn't make it. Dang. Oh well. It's understandable. How can I help you? I'll give you the crash course. There are interstellar beings in a warring faction that has raged across all of eternity. And they go by the name Angels and Demons. And some of them looking for a reprieve of from the war. You know, when they started to consider the other side, found that, you know, they're not all that different. And two of these are, I think it was what, Anarius and Lilith, right? And they had children, and they created a place for their children to live. The children were known as Nephilim, and Sanctuary is the place where they reside, and unfortunately that war has found its way to their hidden sanctuary. And so we are the children of Anarius and Lilith, who are now involved in the conflict.
What's left to us?
Hey, let's see. 24/7/12 has had merge pipeline issues all day yesterday. The pipeline is finally passed.
Oh, you didn't hear me. I mean, I don't mind a couple of questions here and there. He wasn't being annoying. Maybe a little lazy, but... is what it is.
Greetings. Who shall I give my hammer?
Let's see, what are we doing? I'm got limited time here. Ooh, do I dare do a horde? guess I'll do this escalation. And what would that do for you? What's the injection? Hydrocortisone? I find it funny that there were a bunch of people a season or two ago trying to play all day and hang out with us, right? And they can only do that for so long before they gotta get back to work and move on with their life. Like Messenger, Meeseeks, right? Well, they were, we'll call it on some kind of like work in, what do you call it, workman comp, work injury leave, right? Physical therapies that eventually they had to finish and then return to work. It just was all at the same time, you know. It's not many people that can just be here all day, every day for months
Hey,
on
guys.
end. Yes. My thing with him was, well, that, and he wanted to help people and build community, right? But he wouldn't listen to what other people needed, right? Case in point. Nope. He's a struggling graphics designer who's facing the reality that his preferred job and skill set is low demand and it doesn't bring in money. The starving artist syndrome. Literally. he showed me some of his work, and it's cool, but that's a commissions based job, right? A little bit better. But that's the kind of thing, right? Like, bro, your job has been taken over by AI, right? AI is doing what takes you weeks to do in an hour or less, right? And it turns out I don't need a super high resolution, high quality, high graphical fidelity art unless I'm a professional, right? Like he wanted to sell me some YouTube thumbnails and banners, and I'm like, bro, for what? You know, thanks for sharing, but I don't need that. Yep. Honestly, I would be more at liberty to say, comment, and react on things if I knew that there weren't platform restrictions and guidelines. You know? But unfortunately, the things that I know a lot about are sensitive topics, classified information. You know what I mean? I know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I used to have. I think it's over here somewhere. Let me find it. Where did it go? I used to have a list of questions that I would ask someone before I engaged with them on political discussion. First one, right here. How many genders are there? First question, right? Okay. If I gave you two options, 1776 or 1619. There you go. Okay. Who won the 2020 election? See, we can't continue our conversation at this point. Okay. Which is better, equity or equality? You have wasted more time doing less, Lizzie. All right, we're gonna continue this conversation while you're listening. So, you said what when I asked you that question? You said what, Ferdy? Sweat equity? See, we can't keep talking then. Well, that's that core of the problem, though, Ferdy. Right? When you break it down to and distill the ideas to their base, right? What is equality and what is equity? Right? Now, I will tell you that equality is equal opportunity from the start, and the quality of your work determine your output and output quality, right? Because I think you would agree, two people show up to work, right? One's on time, the other is not. One is showered and dressed appropriately, the other is not. One of them does work all day, the other one is smoking and, taking a bunch of breaks and sitting around, right? Sure, they both showed up to work, they put time in, but their time was not equal, right? So they both had the same opportunity for the productivity of their day, and they executed that idea differently. So equity would be the equal outcomes regardless of input, right? Do you think that these two employees should receive the same amount of pay? Right. And this is why this is like the core crux of political discussion, right? It comes down to equity or equality, right? And those who say equity are turning a blind eye to the quality of work output, right? Sometimes the quality of the work output is not important, and you just needed a warm body in that chair. But sometimes it's the most important thing of all. Right? And think about McDonald's, right? Like, we got machines that run fast food joints now. Right? Why? Because we have sacrificed the personal touch of polite speech, a warm greeting, and an invitation to enjoy a cheeseburger at a clean and beautiful restaurant, right? In exchange for quality, timely service without error. It's just a cultural shift. Anyway, so that's that question. And then the next question would be, who or what gave us the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? And I feel like this one you may not pass on either. The next question is, who or what gave us the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Knowing what I know about you, you would not pass this question. Absolutely. But this is an important thing, right? Like, it's not so much the wording, it's the idea, right? Whether you agree with it or not, it's important to acknowledge it and to operate in this fashion. But can you come to the right answer? She's so cute. I love her. I love that yes, she started as a liberal, but having to intelligently talk about political discourse has made her conservative. That's what I love. Like, just the cultural awakening of someone who's willing to engage in the topics, watching them become self-aware and drop the woke to become awake. It's just, it's what I live for, man. I just like, it's like that moment when you like, you know, you're trying to teach your kid to tie his shoes, and when it all clicks and it comes together, and then they just want to show it to you, right? It's like, and you're just like, that was 30 minutes of my life teaching you how to make loops with string so that you could act like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I mean, you, Lizzie, you feel the same way when you teach karate to kids, right? You're like, yeah, you finally lifted your knee high enough to do the kick. Good job. Good job. Right. I guess Ferdy won't give me the answer to that question. Who or what gives us the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? What I didn't hear you say anything. Nope. No. 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 That is a fundamental flaw of constitutionalism that you do not understand. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But I know how you feel about politics. You should really know this one. Whether you agree with it or not, in my opinion. And I kind of want you to, like, read that article yourself. It's God. Right. You would get this wrong. I understand your beliefs. But whether you like that answer is irrelevant to its position and phrasing of the document. Because the idea, right, is that any power bestowed on you by man itself, another man, an organization, a government, an entity, right? If they can give it to you, it can also be taken away. And that is a large crux of why Democrats act and behave the way they do with respect to Republicans, right? Is they worship not a god, but the government itself, the body of the people. They believe that the people granted us that right. The founding fathers disagreed. It was God himself, because who is more powerful than God, right? Whatever your God might be, the great pasta goblin of the sky or whatever, right? No offense meant, but you know what I mean, right? If he gave you something, which lower being could take that away? You see what I'm saying? And that's the idea. Is that as a Christian nation, the founding fathers believed that these rights were bestowed, they were given the divine right to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, the independence, the freedom to do what they were doing because God willed it. Now, there's a whole bunch of semantical arguments, right? And I say semantical intentionally because it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. The point is is that no man can take this from you, right? Whether you believe in my God or another God, right? This is where the freedom of religion ties in. It cannot be taken away from you. And I think that's important. But anyway, the next one is a real nail in the coffin. Are you ready for this? And I'm actually going to mute on YouTube for this one. So hold up.
What's left, you ask? My hammer sings and the other
That would be, in my opinion, the correct answer. And so if someone, and there's a couple other questions I've considered adding, but that's the core of them, right? That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions, right? If someone can answer all 6 of those questions correctly, according to me, I'm ready to have political discussions with them. It's kind of a weird thing, but these are the times that we live in. You and I can. You and I can. But a random other person? No. Absolutely not. But you're educated enough to have an opinion and to be able to share that freely. Right? Freedom of speech. If I am unwilling to respect the boundary that you should be able to have an idea and declare publicly your thoughts, right or wrong, incorrect, misinformation, or otherwise, if you're not given that opportunity to speak, why should you give me equal treatment? I think these are just, fair points. Well, as we all know, it's not as common as it used to be. That's why Thomas Paine wrote an entire small book about it. These are not new discussions. They're old discussions with new pretenses. And that's what a lot of people that are getting angry and arguing about politics, like the Shane and the Chongs, right? That's what they don't understand, is that their take on politics is nothing new. It is the same discussions, year after year, generation after generation. The pronouns might have changed, but the content of the discussion has not. I hope I have eloquently expressed my position. And my wife just texted me a meme. Let's check it out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Virginia politics does not matter to either of you, right? I get it. But
Greetings. How shall I guide my hammer? My hammer sings on your return.
Crazy, right? Not off the top. What do you got? Okay. What about him? To who? That's wonderful. However, does he intend to follow through with it? Okay. Because there's a lot of people who pledge and never pay. Lovely. whether or not that's a selfless act, don't forget that wealthy people and large corporations do these charitable contributions for tax breaks at the same time. So. Alright, everybody, thanks for watching. Played a little bit longer than I wanted to, so it's time to go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the links below the video description for more information, and I will see you on the